Hi everyone, I'm Soraya Rhea, and thanks for tuning in for my review of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, episode 8. Woo, y'all, what is going on? Well, first of all, Chantel, she's still doing that Joker face. Russ and Pal, they're still having a baby, so, you know. Andre is obsessed with the baby shower guest list. And Nicole and Azan, they're nowhere to be found, right? And then Jay and Ashley, well, Ashley finally realizes how young Jay is. Okay. All right, so let's get to it. Pedro y Chantel. Okay. I'm saying it again. I like this couple. I think that they really do like each other. Even though they have a lot of drama between their families, I really feel like they love each other. I really feel that Pedro loves Chantel, and I think that they want to stay married, but the families just can't get along. And then on top of that, they're each putting on each other, you have to apologize. No, you have to apologize, you know? And so the conflict really has not subsided at all. Now, my thing is, I'm hoping that they're just kind of playing it up for TV, and it really is not them potentially going to break up, because they're both saying, like, you know, if this doesn't work out, or if he can't apologize, or she can't apologize, whatever, you know, then, you know, they both are like alluding to the end of their marriage. And I'm like, really? Like, I mean, I get it, but like, no, you know? So I hope that they're just playing it up for TV. And I know that there's like some things like on them wireless streets that's going out, you know, spoilers and stuff, but I'm like, I'm doing one of these. I'm doing this emoji. Because I don't want to know. I don't want to know yet. You know, I want to watch in like TV real time. So like, please, by all means, comment below on what you think about, you know, my recap. But no spoilers about Pedro y Chantel if you do know already. Because I just, you know. Anyway, but here's what I will say. In this episode, I really actually understood a little bit more about why they are where they are today in this episode. Once I finally saw the episode from last season, the big fight between Pedro y River, okay? Because I've been going back and rewatching all of the past episodes of like 90 Day Fiancé's like million spin-offs. So I finally saw that episode. Now I've always seen the clips, you know, back and forth, whatever, but I saw it like from start to finish, like literally before the fight started, and like what instigated this or whatever. So to me, I would actually encourage y'all, like if you could watch like that whole scene, I would watch it, because to me, it gives you a really good understanding of why they are where they are today. So I feel like, I mean, first of all, Karen, as she always does, she instigates, okay? And prior to that fight, Karen had been talking about using a taser, you know, she putting on them rings, you know. I mean, she was already ready to pop things off, right? But so she basically instigates by asking Nicole, Pedro's sister, who had come, they're, you know, hosting a dinner for them, how things were going at the apartamente. Now remember, you know, if you thought that Chantel speaking Spanish with her non-accent was bad, hey, Karen speaking Spanish, Lord have mercy. Anyway, Nicole plays it off, you know, acts like nothing is going on. She's being cordial. She's being fake, but at least she's being cordial. Okay. Karen's like, I heard that you, when my daughter left, you know, and then, then she's like, no, Nicole, no, you lay, no. You know, and then Pedro's like, what? Then he goes, hey. And then next thing you know, River's like, nah, I don't talk about my mom like that. You know, then Pedro's like, what you say? And then, you know, then it really pops off. And River, this is how I really feel like the physical part of the fight started. River then smacks the lamp in Pedro's face, all right? And then finally, Chantel's dad has to put the chicken wing down because he's the only one actually sitting down and eating that store-bought food, okay? Next thing you know, Mom is falling on top of River, who's falling on top of Pedro, who's got Winter, like, hitting him in the back. He don't really know, but if you see the shots, like, it is so crazy. And then, like, the dad is pulling this one off, and then Chantel's, like, in the middle. Like, it was bananas. And to top it off, the fight ends with Karen holding part of Nicole's weave. Legit. Like, she got the tracks, okay, in either hand, talking about Nicole y Pedro es malo para mi familia. Malo para mi familia. Immigrant immigration para ti, immigration para ti. Like, she went outside, homegirl went outside in the dark, like talking about immigration para ti. Because at this point, Pedro and Nicole decided to leave. Yeah, immigration para ti. Like, that's how this mess ended. Ridiculous. Anyway, so in this episode, bring it up to 2019, Pedro wants Chantel and his sister to just sit down. Now, mind you, remember in last week's episode, he wanted Chantel to sit down with his mother and then, you know, encourage them to talk it out or whatever. That didn't end in anything good. So, you know, he decides to try with his sister this time. They sit down, they start talking, you know, and then, you know, then here comes Chantel with the Joker face talking about, you know, in Spanish, si alguien pon su zapato en su comida. Like, she did that, like, oh my gosh, en su comida. Like, it was kind of weird, you know, because otherwise, like, Chantel doesn't smile. So, but then what I will say, then Nicole was hella rude, talking about, oh, well, you're the cause, in Espanol, you're the cause for all of the problems, everything, the whole drama, and you don't deserve Pedro. Yeah, not necessary, very mean, very rude, and, you know, even if you don't really like her, even if you really feel this way, you really should not say that. You shouldn't say that out loud, okay? And then the thing is, unless it was edited out, Pedro, where's your defense, Pedro? You want Chantel to apologize to Nicole, but then you're not gonna say like, hey, you know, so you went, hey, to Karen, but like you should say to your sister, like, don't say that, you know what, in the end, this is my wife and I love her. So that's pretty much why Chantel decides to get up and leave the table, because she's like, I'm not gonna stay here for this. So for that, I agree with you, Chantel. I would not either. Then basically what ends up happening is Chantel and Pedro go back to the hotel room and Pedro packs his bags. Where you going, Pedro? I'm going back to my mama's house. To what? To sleep on the couch? To sleep on the couch in the apartment that you pay for? For what? You gonna leave your hot wife in the hotel room to go stay with mama? Like, I mean, I understand you're upset, and like he basically told her, like, you know, if you just want to deal with me, then just wait for me in Atlanta. But why are you leaving your wife though? Like, you already had the best week of your life, you know, without Chantel, and now you leaving her? Now, when he went downstairs with his bags and he looked like he was waiting for the Uber that would not come, like, I feel like his face was like, he looked like he had buyer's remorse. Like, you know, like he was like, maybe I should rethink this, but you know, he wanted to save face. And I bet you later that night he was like, Pinky, forgive me, Pinky, you know. Anyway, so we will see what happens. I mean, again, what I will also say to Pedro is, if you want Chantel to apologize so badly, then you probably have to return the favor and apologize to her family as well, which, you know, I wouldn't want to do. But, you know, to me, either y'all both drop the idea of either one of you apologizing to a particular family member, or both of y'all have to agree to apologize. To me, that's really the only compromise. And also, you know what? Nicole also at one point said in her interview, talking about, yeah, you know, all this stuff that's going on between them, blah, 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 you know, she's not good for my family. And if Pedro returns, if Pedro goes back, really, this is where I will, you know, quote Karen to talk about, really, you really want to get by without that American dollar, that harvested American dollar? Because Pedro's paying for your apartment, and Pedro always talks about how the American dollar goes really far in DR. So like, what? I mean, if he leaves Chantel, then what? You know? Anyway, moving on. Ross y Pau. Again, I mean, Ross and Pau, you know, they're cute and all that, but actually, no, Ross is kind of annoying. But, you know, I just feel like they need to be on a different TLC series, like, you know, A Baby Story, at least when that was on. Or, you know, Ross y Pau plus uno, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't think they really belong on 90 Day Fiancé anymore. I mean, they've been married for years. They're about to have a baby. Like, it doesn't fit the show. So, I mean, I guess they must be scrambling for couples, you know, I don't know. But what I will say is, while Russ is annoying, what I will say is he's a good husband by pretty much giving his wife what she wants and needs, you know, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, he must be living by that saying. So, and I'm actually surprised that Pau decided on the home birth as opposed to going to a birthing center. She's going real rustic. You going real rustic, pal. But good for you. And Russ is complaining about like, oh my gosh, what do I gotta do? I gotta get snacks together, and then I gotta get this together and that together. But I'm actually really happy that they were able to bring Pau's mom over. Like, that's really, really good. Like, she has that support system from her mom. That's really great that she has that. But except for the fact that her mom is really upset that she is, doing the home birth. Her mom is talking about like she had all 5 or 6 of her kids in the hospital with a real doctor. So I will say at least her and Russ will see eye to eye on this, right? So, but anyway, and the only other thing I will say about Russ and Pau is the dress that Pau wore to the airport to pick up her mom. So cute. I thought she looked so cute in it. Really adorable. So anyway, but that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing else happened. So all right, let's go on to Libby y Andre. All right, so basically what's going on with Libby and Andre? Okay, I gotta ask it again. Is Andre stupid? I mean, is you stupid? Andre's talking about, I'm upset because Libby's family don't listen to me. Like, that's next level stupid, okay? Like, and the thing is, when I first heard him saying this was at the baby shower, and he's talking about, why is she here? Why is she here? Why didn't she tell me that she was coming? And I'm like, who is he talking about? Like, I'm like, who else does he have beef with? Because Andre has beef with Jen, Libby's sister. I'm like, but who else is he talking about? And I'm realizing he's talking about Jen, saying, why didn't Becky, Libby's other sister, tell him, Andre, that Jen, Libby's sister, was coming to their baby shower? Andre, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Okay, you think that she has to like tell you who's coming to her sister's baby shower? Like, you're on another level here, okay? So basically, Becky tells him, like, first of all, it's my house. I don't answer to you. It's my sister's. My sister can come to my house whenever she wants. And of course, my sister is going to come to my other sister's baby shower. So all of these things, Andre, you canceled. Like, I mean, you have nothing to say. Like, what are you complaining about, So it was actually really ridiculous that he made a point about this and was complaining about this. And like, it was really ridiculous. So, what I will say is that aside from that little spat and conflict at the shower, Libby, your dress, her look was so cute. It was so beautiful. The color of her dress was like really like bright magenta, and then she had the matching lip to it. Libby looked beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So these pregnant 90-day women they are serving it up. They are looking beautiful. So now what happens with them? How does their segment end? Basically, Andre, Libby, and Jen decide to meet up, I guess, the day after the baby shower, because, Libby wants Andre to apologize. Goodness, all these family members, apologize. Anyway, so she wants Andre to apologize to Jen for like messing up the baby shower and for bringing conflict where there didn't need to be conflict. So anyway, Libby and Andre are at the restaurant first. Jen walks in and Andre goes, you could take a seat. He tells her, you can have a seat. And she's just like, she's like, do not tell me what to do. Like, what? Who does that? You could take a seat? Like, it's not like he escorted her to her seat, like, put out his arm, and then pulled out her chair. No, it wasn't that. Like, he like was like, all right, now sit down. What? And then he asks Jen, why did you come to the shower in general? All right. Like, I know second language learning, so, certain things don't translate, and when they do word for word translation, it doesn't sound right. Like, it sounds awkward. But like, he's really digging himself in the hole by asking why she came to the shower. And I actually think that Jen was shocked. Like, is he really asking me this? Yes, Jen. Yes, he did. Anyway, so they go back and forth, and Libby finally shuts it down. Well, first of all, Libby just lets them go back and forth at first, but then she finally shuts it down by telling Andre to shut up. Hey, these couples and their volatile communication between each other. But she tells him that he's being immature, and that they both just need to kind of like just probably avoid each other as much as possible, set up necessary boundaries, because she's not expecting that they're going to be best friends. But she's like, a baby is coming, so they need to at least put their differences aside to a degree, which is true. But then in her interview, Libby then is like, well, now that the baby's coming, I hope that, the baby can bring everybody together. In what world? When? In what world does an addition of a family member bring peace to an already feuding family? Like, I mean, that's actually when things get worse. Okay, there's more to there's more to talk about, there's more to complain about, there's more differences that will probably come up. So, I really think that's wishful thinking. But I will still say that Pedro y Chantel, like, you guys should probably take a lesson from Libby and Andre, So, anyway, we'll see what happens with them next week. Then Colt and Larissa. Oh, that's who I forgot in my little intro. So basically, Colt, oh gosh, Larissa gets arrested for the second time. I mean, like, I actually feel bad for her because that's real life. Like, this is really happening. She has like this criminal record now in America, and all she wanted to do was come, do her 90-day fiancé thing and try to start her new life with Colty. Like, I this is not what she bargained for, What is crazy is that Colt is basically the only one that's telling us what went on with this altercation, because Larissa's still in jail. She remains in jail the entire episode. He basically says that Debbie was gone, and he was hoping that they would be able to reconnect and really just kind of get along with less drama and whatnot. And that didn't happen. And he never really says like what exactly happened. He just kind of blames it on Larissa by saying, but then she started yelling, and then they were fighting, and then she locked herself in the bathroom. Now, to me, if somebody locks themselves in a bathroom, they're not the dangerous person. They must be hiding from someone that they don't feel safe around. Who else is in the house? The cats? Nah, it's you, Colt. So then what does Colt proceed to do? Deactivate her phone. What kind of controlling stuff is that? Like, that is not safe. So I can imagine why Larissa then wanted to lock herself in the bathroom. So then Larissa, somehow, I don't know how, whatever, but then she puts out basically like an SOS on social media, and then somehow the cops were called, whether it was a neighbor or whether it was somebody, that saw her SOS, basically probably a fan, and then the cops came, and Colty's all like, what? The cops came? Who called the cops? Then he talks about how he was handcuffed for a long time, but then he was finally released. No surprise. And then Larissa was handcuffed and then charged with domestic battery and then taken down to the station. I don't know how it works because I don't know nothing about that crime life, but can that just happen? Did Colt say no, this is my wife. Like, we're okay. I don't feel like my life is in danger. Like, did he really go to bat for her, or can the police just come in and just charge her no matter what, even if Colt is saying like, no, this is fine, this is a misunderstanding? Like, I don't know how things work. Like, really, So Colt talks about how that was the worst day of his life, but like, dude, you're sitting in your weird looking chair with your, fleece pajamas, like, comfortable. It's not the worst. Your worst day ain't nothing compared to Larissa being in jail again. Okay. On top of that, Colt is talking about how he doesn't have money for bail, and he really hopes it's nothing really expensive because he doesn't want to leave her in jail until she goes before a judge. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. Really, bruh, you gonna have to do something, okay? Talking about, I really don't want to leave her in jail, but I also don't have money. Sir, like, and I'm like, what I also don't understand is, like, once he goes to the bail bondsman, again, I don't know what none of this stuff, I mean, of course, I've heard of that, but like I don't know how that works. Like is it a loan? Like how does that work? Because in the end he finds out that the bail is $1,000, I believe, but then he just has to pay the bail bondsman $200, which is what he could afford. But I'm like, okay, so Colt, you couldn't afford $1,000, you know. So my question is like, where's the emergency funds? $1,000? Like I'm talking like you're a working person, you know, and Debbie must be getting some coin. So y'all, you know, y'all are pooling your resources together, and I know y'all getting something, not much, but y'all must be getting something from TLC. Like what? Hey, y'all don't got a G, really? So I mean, at least he was able to post bail for her, right? So, but essentially the episode ends with him waiting outside, and it's like, I don't know, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and Larissa still has not come out of the jail, but he's waiting for her. At least he's waiting. At least he didn't say like, I'm too tired, I gotta go home. But you know, because she could get released at any point. So we will see what happens next week. I mean, we already know what has gone down with this couple, but you know, at least we're seeing it play out, you know, day by day. Lastly, we got Jay and Ashley. So Jay's sister and brother are headed back to Jamaica. Okay, so their time to visit has come to an end. Ashley's upset because she's really enjoyed having Poochie around. But you know, Poochie's definitely like, y'all really need to reconcile, you know, make a decision. She basically says, Ashley, you need to forgive Jay, especially if this happened a while ago, and Jay, you need to grow up. That's her parting advice to the both of them. And Jay like halfway apologizes to his sister, but like he's kind of like joking, smiling, laughing as he apologizes for not telling his sister the full truth about being on the dating app. You know, he's like, you know, because she basically says, yeah, so like you were on this dating app and you were talking to people and you would, you know, really showing his age, you know. Poochie in her interview is saying that she thought that Jay grew up and that he changed. Again, I have to say, like, y'all, what are you talking about? Change from what? Homeboy was just a teenager a day ago. Like, what life has Jay lived to be able to be like, oh, okay, yes, he has changed. He has changed his way of life. Like, I mean, come on. You know, y'all are really expecting something of him that really is, I think, just completely unnecessary and unrealistic. It's really unrealistic. So, in their conversation between Jay and Ashley and Poochie, Jay basically says that Ashley doesn't understand the life of an immigrant, and that he really feels like, mind you, this was fed to him by his sister first. He really feels like one of the reasons why he was on the dating apps was because he sits at home all day on the couch doing nothing. So he's pretty much bored and he's lonely and whatever. Ashley says, you knew what you were getting into. You knew that you would not be able to work once you came here. And, well, what else is there to do, you know? And again, you live in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. You don't live in New York City where, like, you could just step outside and, like, the world is happening around you, you know? So they're, like, going back and forth on that. Jay, I'm sorry. That is a weak argument. Talking about you're lonely and you're an immigrant, that's why you had to get on the dating apps. Like, you know, you can have a friend like from Facebook or whatnot, but like not no dating apps. Like, that's real specific. So, you know, I just think, again, they are expecting something of Jay that is completely unrealistic. Then Ashley finally says that Jay is the biggest narcissist that she's ever met, and that she calls him a child and says that he needs to grow up. Okay, right. Well, I'm sorry. Like, you didn't see that 6 months ago? Jay acted completely different. What were the circumstances that made you not think that he was a child when you actually married him? You know, I just think, again, you went into this eyes wide open, so none of this should be a surprise. Anyway, well, you guys, that's pretty much it. That was the recap. Really nothing major happened in this week's episodes, but like I said, take a look at the Pedro and River fight. Yeah, take a look at that, okay? And leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you liked it, and then of course please subscribe if you'd like to know when I'm posting my next video. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.